today we're talking about 10 declutter mistakes to avoid if you want your house to look nice and what to do instead.
Yep, so by the end of this video, you will know how to avoid getting your space cluttered in the first place, and also what mistakes to avoid when you're actually in the process of decluttering. For us, decluttering is as much a habit as it is an event. So we're gonna do things a little bit differently and talk about the things that you can do to prevent clutter from accumulating. You wanna declutter before you see clutter. We just made that up. And then we're gonna do, I did, and I'm proud of it. And then we're gonna talk about the mistakes that you can actually make while you're decluttering and how to avoid those.
And this here is a collaboration with Mel over at For the Love of Sorted.
G'day there, my name is Mel. I create content around my journey to get organized in my home, heart, body and soul. My channel is called For the Love of Sorted, and that is where I do all of my home related content. So I'm on a journey. I am trying really super hard to declutter and get organized. I'm a mum of 4 children. I have a shift working husband, and in case you can't tell from my accent, I live in Queensland, Australia. So once you're done learning the mistakes that people make when they're decluttering from Real Organized, come over and see me make those mistakes on my channel. Okay, I look forward to seeing you over there, and I look forward to watching this video because no doubt about it, I'm gonna learn some things. Okay, have a great day.
The first declutter mistake that a lot of people make is putting it off. And here we're talking about waiting around until it becomes a big project before you actually tackle it.
The thing about clutter is that it accumulates, and if you start leaving things around, then your kids are gonna start leaving things around as well.
So you want to do it before it becomes a huge project. It's not gonna get any easier.
The good thing is that if you make it into a daily habit, then it doesn't take as long as you think it does. And even if it's gotten a little bit out of control, you can do it in less time than you probably anticipate. We did a video on how to declutter, some tips and tricks that you can use and make it a little bit easier for yourself. You can check it out up there.
So making it a daily habit is really to help you prevent it from becoming a problem in the first place.
And if you don't do it, that's a mistake, right? We've classified that as a mistake.
First mistake.
And moving on to number 2, and that is buying things indiscriminately.
We live in such a consumer-centric society, so before you go out and buy anything, ask yourself, am I really ever going to use this item again? And maybe you can borrow it from someone. And if it's just for like one event, then maybe you can buy it secondhand and then donate it afterwards.
Yeah, or rent it.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe. Something you might try is going shopping in your wardrobe. If you haven't decluttered it yet, then try to see what's in there in the first place. Take it all out and get an overview of it, and then while you're in the process of doing that, you might also want to declutter.
Occasionally though, you might still need to go shopping because you just don't have that perfect blouse that you need for an event. So here, make sure you go through your clothes, and if you buy one, get rid of 2. I go through my closet and I wear the same things again and again and again. So get rid of the ones that you don't use.
And here we're still talking about the things that you can do to prevent clutter from expanding in your wardrobe in the first place, or anywhere else. I mean, this doesn't just apply to clothes. It applies to electronics, it applies to furniture, it applies to plants, it applies to kids. No, it doesn't.
Not kids. Kids is stuff.
Be careful though. Don't know that.
It does not apply to Legos though. Declutter mistake number 3 is not stopping the constant paper flow that comes into your home.
Should we call these pre-decluttering mistakes since we're still talking about?
Okay, the third pre-decluttering mistake is to not stop the flow of paperwork that comes into your home. You may not think about it, but we get an insane amount of paper into our home all the time, and it ranges from like bills to ads to even like drawings. We love our kids' drawings, but we get a lot of paper. So here's some things that we can do to prevent some of that.
First of all, you want to stop the flow of junk mail, ads and stuff like that. You might need to Google how you do that in your area. For us, it's basically unsubscribing on a website and then putting a sticker on our mailbox. You could also try talking to the people that actually deliver the junk mail and see if they have any suggestions for you. I'm sure they'd be happy to, you know, have
Deliver
to deliver
less.
to one less house.
Another thing you can do is to go paperless with your bank statements and bills. And what you do is go to their website and find out how to do that. It's in their best interest as well.
Yeah, and the environment will love you for it. Finally, you want to make sure that you have a way to deal with the paper that actually does come in after you've done all of this. So that could be your kids' drawings. I mean, maybe some individual bills still have to be issued in paper format. So you want to put those in a specific place rather than just kind of leaving them. For us, that's a little basket in the kitchen. We know we have to go through that and pay bills or, you know, sign us up for a pottery class. No, we've never done that. Swim class would have been more believable.
Because it's true.
And for the kids' drawings, we've got a little binder thing that they put their drawings in. Then we scan them in. We did a video on it. Check it out. Paper comes in, you deal with it, and then it goes back out for recycling. The end. Let's move on. Where are we? Number 4.
Pre-decluttering mistake number 4 is to not have a donation station. And here we're just talking about basically the same as been it before, but just with everything else. So
then paper.
Yes, everything else than paper. So if you have some clothes you want to donate to someone else, or if you have toys or something that's still in good use, then put it in the donation station so you don't mistake it all around the house and your kids remember that they love it and bring it back up.
Yeah, and it goes back into the daily life of the house, contributing to the clutter of your living space. So the idea is that when your donation station fills up, then you just go to the charity shop or wherever you go to donate the things that you donate, and then they don't clutter your home in the meantime. It is important to prevent clutter from appearing in the first place. We've talked about that, but let's be real. We all have potential decluttering projects, and we're gonna talk now about the mistakes that you can make while you actually engage in one of those and how to avoid those mistakes.
Number 5, and the first actual decluttering mistake is to try and declutter alone in a house full of people.
I can't count the number of times people have come to me and asked me, like, okay, I've decluttered this space. What do I do when my husband or my wife or whoever, like, then clutters the space again within, like, 2 hours?
Yeah, and people also say, like, hey, what do we do? Like, I have kids here. It's not gonna stay clean.
And the easiest way to get rid of that is to make it a family project. If you've got your kids or your husband or your wife or whoever on board with you, decluttering alongside you, they have a vested interest in keeping that space decluttered.
Yeah, and maybe you're not that lucky that your spouse or your kids are as excited as you are, but if they see how excited you get or how happy you get, then they might want to see that side of you more often. So if you point out like, hey, doing this will make me happy, doing this will give me less anxiety or less mood swings, then they're more likely to come on board too. So give them a reason to want to. And really, you can have your kids down to any age come help you with this.
0.
Well, maybe not 0. We have a 1-year-old now and he might not be that much help.
You know what though? Earlier today, he was like putting the Lego Duplos away.
Okay, down to age 1. But really, they're gonna be better helpers when they're older if we should start including them when they're younger.
If you like the idea of working towards creating your dream home for your family, with your family, then give us a like. And if you haven't already, then subscribe for more content like this.
Declutter mistake number 6 is to declutter for someone else. And that's really hard to do because you have to understand where they're coming from.
Yeah.
Decluttering is really a mindset thing. If you're not ready for it, it's not gonna stick.
Yeah. And it can be really tricky to know what or how somebody else would declutter.
Yeah.
And if you dive in and you start like throwing away things that belong to someone else, they're not going to be happy. We're actually going to do a video about that as the next video in this series. How to help people that maybe have problems with decluttering, hoarder tendencies and such. Mm-hmm. So check that out next week.
Or
in a
the
couple
week
of weeks.
after.
Yeah.
We'll see. Soon.
Decluttering mistake number 7 is to assign a disproportionate amount of value to the things in your home.
As you assign value to things, like make sure it's appropriate. Like don't have an item like, oh, this was important to my mother, therefore it should be important to me. If it's not, then it's not, and be okay with that.
Yeah, and even the things that you do enjoy, you might be holding on to a lot of those things to, you know, pass on to future generations. Spare a thought for your children and the amount of stuff that they will have to deal with when you give them those things. You thought I was going to say something else. No, I didn't.
Declutter mistake number 8 is to go in without a plan. So don't start a big project if you don't know how to solve it or if you don't have the time to solve it.
Yeah, because what happens eventually is that either you will bite off more than you can chew, that's not good, or you'll do just very little and it's not really enough to build a momentum, or you'll end up not doing anything at all, which is not very good.
No. Another pitfall is starting to organize before you declutter. Then you'll put things away and then it won't take long before it'll just be a big mess again because you have too much stuff and you can't find what you're looking for.
Yeah, and if you need some help with having a methodology for how to declutter and organize, we've got a couple of really good PDFs on our website. We put the links down below. You can download those and use those as reference while you're in the process of decluttering to help you not get overwhelmed and feel good and get stuff done and be happy. So check those out and we'll move on.
Declutter mistake number 9.
And that is to postpone the decision to get rid of stuff or deciding what to do with the things that you're actually going through. When you're decluttering, you are making a series of decisions about what to do with every single thing that you hold in your hands throughout the entire process. That can be really overwhelming. I get that. But you want to avoid basically having to make the same decision multiple times. And that happens if you're holding a thing in your hand and you're asking yourself, what do I do with this? And then you decide, oh, I'm just gonna put it here and think about it later. You're not making it easier on yourself, so hold it in your hand once, make the decision, and then stick to it.
Yeah, and this really goes for clothing, like you know those skinny jeans that you fit once before you got pregnant and you will get into again? You know what, you can probably buy some new skinny jeans that are in fashion. But it also goes with hobby things that you once used to love, but you just don't have time for or don't like to do anymore. Or emotional things, like a picture, your high school yearbooks, or your baby teeth, or whatever it is that you are carrying around with you. Don't hold on to things that you're not gonna need.
Decluttering mistake number 10 is not finishing the job. So you've done all the hard work of decluttering. What often ends up happening is that the stuff that you've basically decluttered, you just end up moving it to somewhere else in the house.
Yeah.
You've recluttered what you were supposed to declutter.
That's a good one. Decluttered. I like it. I saw this meme on Facebook not too long ago where it said the most unrealistic part of Toy Story was when Andy's mom got the stuff from his room, put it in the car, and drove it off and donated it right away. I mean, I get that because it is unrealistic for a lot of people, but really if you do that, you are rid of it. You're rid of it once and for all, and you don't have to put it somewhere, forget about it, your kid's discovering it again, or put it in the garage and then other things coming on top of it and you won't see it until you move in like 7 years.
Yeah, so put it somewhere where you have to take it or set reminders. Make sure that you actually get it out of your house and to the people that need it. Or you know, to the trash.
Yeah.
That's a somber thought. Learning how to declutter is a process. It can take time. It's not something that you just do and do perfectly the first time you try it. So what decluttering mistakes are you gonna try to avoid making the next time you declutter?
Let us know in the comments below. See you next time. I mean, we should say here like, the normal household? Oh, that sounds boring.
Yeah. Let me try that again.
Getting puberty yet? Declutter mistake number 8. Declutter mistake number 8. I did it again. Okay.